Well, hello, friends. Welcome back to another Truth for Today. I'm Pastor Mike, coming to you from the Lighthouse Baptist Church here in Seagrove, and we hope today's devotion finds you doing well. We're taking our reading today from the book of Luke, chapter number 24 and verse number 38. It is a passage that deals with the post-resurrection appearance of Christ. And I'm interested in verse 38 because when Jesus appeared to the disciples, I'll be honest with you, they were a little bit unnervy. Matter of fact, you could say they were a little bit, I don't know, maybe even frightened. He says this to them in verse 38, and he said unto them, why are you troubled, and why do thoughts arise in your hearts? In other words, here they are seeing the post-resurrected Jesus, and instead of just being joyful and embracing him, I mean, they're a little standoffish. I'm not going to be too hard on them. I don't know how I would be in that. You know, it's not like they saw people rise from the dead all the time. So it was a brand new territory for them. But here is the lesson we can learn. Jesus here asked them, why are you troubled, and why do thoughts arise in your hearts? The thoughts evidently weren't what they ought to have been, meaning, you know, an embracing of. I think the real lesson for us to learn in something that we can apply to our lives is this. The Lord had been telling them for 3.5 years, this is what's going to happen. This is what you should expect. I'm going to be crucified. I will rise on the third day, and we will continue in the Father's will. The real premise of what we can draw from this is why did what God's word say was going to happen surprise them? That's really what I think the lesson is. It's not that you're in the presence of someone who is resurrected from the dead. I mean, that would in itself would have a lot of emotional variety in how it affected people. But God had said it to them multiple times, and here it has happened, and they're just awestruck about it. It kind of makes me think sometime about us. You know, the Lord told us in this life you will have tribulation. We have it, and we're like blown out of the saddle. He said, all that live godly will suffer persecution. We live godly, suffer persecution, and we're blown out of the saddle. We think about stopping our godly living to cause it to go away. The question is, really, why won't we just really embrace and believe? If God said this would happen, and it does, it should not be something that troubles us or makes us unstable in our faith. It really should be a second witness to the fact that God's word is true, and it could and can and should be trusted at every juncture of life. So for you and I today, let's not have a disciple type experience where when God tells us something and it comes to pass that it blows us out of the saddle, or that it causes us to get a little shaky in our faith. More than anything, it should be, God said that was going to happen. I expected it to. We should have more expectation for what God says will happen, that if it doesn't happen in a timely manner, we're more like not disappointed, but anticipating, why hadn't it happened yet? Then we should be blown out of the saddle when what God said would come to pass actually does. Hope today's devotion will enlighten your understanding, encourage your heart, lift your spirit, and as always, may the Lord richly bless you today is our prayer.